13 years old, the world called him a miracle. At 19, they called him a problem. At 24, they called him finished. Today, he is one of the richest and most famous pop stars alive. But behind the money, behind the fame, behind the millions of screaming fans, lies a story of exploitation, addiction, isolation, and a childhood that may have never truly existed. This is not the fairy tale you were told. This is the real story of Justin Bieber. This is then versus now. The shocking truth. Justin Drew Bieber was born on March 1st, 1994, in a small working-class town in Ontario, Canada. There was no silver spoon, no industry connections, no celebrity family. His mother, Patty Millette, Zeke Celebrique, was just a teenager, poor, struggling, and deeply depressed. Justin's father was mostly absent. They lived in subsidized housing. Money was always short. Sometimes there was barely enough for food. But in the middle of poverty, one strange gift appeared. At just 2 years old, Justin could already identify musical notes. By 4, he was playing drums. By 6, the piano. Then guitar. Then trumpet. Music became his escape, his therapy, his survival. At 12 years old, his mother recorded him singing in local talent competitions and uploaded the videos to YouTube. Not for fame, not for money, just to show relatives. But fate was watching. In 2007, a struggling talent manager named Scooter Braun accidentally clicked one of Justin's videos online. What he saw shocked him. A small boy, oversized hoodie, cracked voice still forming, but raw, undeniable talent. Scooter tracked Justin down like a detective, calling schools, churches, relatives, until he finally found the family. Within months, Justin was flown to Atlanta. At just 13 years old, he stood in front of global music giant Usher and performed. The decision was instant. Justin Bieber was signed. No life experience, no emotional protection, no real understanding of fame, just contracts, flights, hotels, studios. A child entered an adult industry. Overnight. In 2009, the song, One Time, was released. Then came Baby. Within weeks, Justin Bieber became the most searched name on the internet. Girls fainted at concerts. Schools shut down due to crowds. Security teams multiplied. Media followed his every move. By age 16, Justin was worth tens of millions of dollars. But behind the scenes, he was still a child. No normal friends, no normal education, no stable home. His life became hotel, jet, stage, studio, repeat. Psychologists later explained that child fame freezes emotional growth. The body ages. But the mind remains trapped at the age the trauma began. Justin was 16 on stage, but still 12 inside. By 18, cracks began to show. Justin began to rebel. Public outbursts, disrespectful behavior, trouble with authority. Then came the arrests, DUI, vandalism, reckless driving, assault allegations. Behind the scenes, something darker was growing. Drug use, heavy medication, substances to numb anxiety, pressure, and loneliness. He later admitted he started using drugs at 19 years old, sometimes waking up just to get high. He had everything money could buy, but nothing that money couldn't fix. Justin's relationships became public entertainment. Every girlfriend was stalked by cameras. Every heartbreak became a headline. The most famous, Selena Gomez. An on-again, off-again cycle of jealousy, fame pressure, emotional trauma. Justin later admitted, "I was hurting people because I was hurting myself." Many psychologists believe child stars often develop attachment disorders, never learning how to love safely. Fame gives pleasure, but it destroys stability. Behind stadium lights, Justin was collapsing. He entered therapy, then rehab, then disappeared from public life. He confessed that at one point his security feared he might die in his sleep due to drug use, depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts. The boy the world worshipped quietly wanted to stop existing. He later said, "I didn't even feel human anymore." In 2018, Justin married Hailey Baldwin. Shortly after, he turned openly to Christian faith. Church, Bible, public repentance. He released gospel-inspired songs, spoke about God, forgiveness, and healing. For the first time, he was no longer running from pain. But fame never left. The pressure stayed. The trauma stayed. And then, a new disaster. In 2022, Justin revealed he was suffering from Ramsay-Hunt syndrome, a rare condition that caused facial paralysis. The world watched as half of his face stopped functioning. Tour dates canceled. Public appearances vanished. His body, after years of stress, drugs, exhaustion, and pressure, was shutting down. Doctors believe long-term stress weakens the immune system. Fame did not protect him. It weakened him. Then, poor child in Canada, singing on streets, innocent voice, no power, no money, no protection. Now, global superstar, hundreds of millions of dollars, private jets, mansions, health battles, psychological scars, a past he can't erase. He escaped poverty, but paid with his peace. Justin Bieber is not alone. The entertainment industry has a long history of exploiting child talent, profiting from trauma, discarding broken stars, replacing them with fresh faces. Children generate billions. But children are not protected like adults. The world watches their rise, but rarely their silent destruction. Justin Bieber survived where many did not. He is alive. He found faith. He is healing. But the scars remain, because fame does not wait for maturity. It does not care about innocence. It does not pause for childhood. Fame consumes, and sometimes it never gives back what it takes. But Justin's story is not the darkest. Tomorrow, we expose the woman who was imprisoned by the very industry that made her famous. A teenage girl, a billion-dollar empire, 13 years of legal slavery. Her name is Britney Spears.